Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again today, you're very welcome. I trust you enjoyed my last video on the Killers and the song Mr. Brightside. We looked at the ending of relationships and just the lingering effects of that. So I trust you found that one encouraging. Well, we're going on to a guy that was born in 1943 in Madrid. This is the most commercially successful Spanish artist of all time. He sold 300 million albums, translated into 14 languages. There's been 5,000 concerts. He's estimated to have played to around 60 million people over 5 continents and received the award for the most popular guy in China. But at the start, he was a pretty mad footballer, as you are in Spain. In fact, he got up to the second top league and could have had a bit of a career, but due to a serious car accident that had to stop. In fact, he couldn't walk for 2 years. But due to the hospital, he gained a little bit of courage, and one of the nurses, Eladio Magdaleno, gave this guy a guitar to prove his dexterity. And a young Julio Iglesias, who we're talking about today, discovered he had a musical talent. But he went on to obtain his law degree anyway. But in 1968, he did perform in the Benidorm International Song Festival, doing pretty well. And 1969, Columbia Records said, yep, you can sing, absolutely, mate. And why don't you sign yourself with us? And he did, and released the album Yo Canto. This got to number 3 in the Spanish charts, I should say, and it got to, and spent 15 weeks there. So it was a very massive album for a first debut album. He will represent Spain at the Eurovision Song Contest with the song Gwendolyn in 1970, and he would come fourth in that particular contest. But actually got a studio Eurovision clip of that one below. He then released Canto a Galicia. This is a tribute to his dad. This got to number 1 and sold around 1 million copies in Germany. In 1979, I think he was keen to crack the English market, and he moved to Miami, and CBS International Records signed him up. And he would actually release an album in French, Italian, Portuguese and German. And one of his classics is Begin the Begin. This is a Cole Porter classic, and we've got a live version of him singing this one below. This came off the album De Nina a Major, and this particular album got, because of the song Begin the Begin, 5 languages and got to number 1 in the UK. And so Julio Iglesias was really truly getting noticed by English people at this point. And this would further be capitalised in 1984 when he would release 1100 Bel Air Place. This is a classic album for Julio Iglesias, and the English world would well and truly know him at this point. We've got a couple of songs off this album. We've got To All the Girls I've Loved Before. And one of the hallmarks of Julio Iglesias is his duets, and this is one with Willie Nelson. We got a live version of these two at Farm Aid all the way back in 1985, I think it is. To All the Girls I Loved Before got to number 1 in the country charts and number 5 in the Billboard Hot 100. And so Julio Iglesias at this point was becoming a bit of a household name. He was really truly establishing himself, just not in the Latin world, but also in the English-speaking world as well. He's got such a beautiful, silky, clean voice that just oozes class, this guy. He really does know how to sing really well. He has forged his own career. I mean, 300 million albums is a lot of albums to sell for someone who was born in Spain. And so, you know, he was starting to establish himself well and truly. To all the girls I loved before, it's an interesting song, this one. It's like to all the girls I loved before. You can take this two ways. You can say, oh, you know, they've had a bit of fun. Or it could be just acknowledging the diary, I think, of relationships that make us up as human beings. You know, that initial love to the one that breaks your heart, to the one that is lasting and real. To all the girls I loved before, it's kind of a bit of a tribute, I'm believing, to what the heart can do and where the heart goes. We've also got the official clip of All of You, Diane, with duet with Diana Ross. Very, very sultry clip indeed, this one. And well and truly a beautiful song for the two of them to sing together. Now, I've got my notes a little bit out of order here, so just bear with me. What have we got next? We've got 1989. He did appear in an episode of The Golden Girls. He was the date of the older of the girl. All the other girls went out on their dates, and Julio Iglesias comes in and steals the show. So we've got the TV clip of that particular episode. In 1993, I think we're up to, he did release a duet, Summer Wind, with the iconic Frank Sinatra. And in 1994, he released, and also around that time, he released the album Crazy. There's some songs, duets with Dolly Parton and Art Garfunkel. We've got When You Tell Me You Love Me. This is a duet with Dolly Parton. Absolutely stunning clip, this one, in many, many ways. Really tells the story of not just When You Tell Me You Love Me, but the crazy and love bit as well. I was thinking about where I was going to go with this one, and I think this is where I'm going to go. And by the way, yeah, so we get on to that. When someone tells you they love you, might be for the first time, hey, you know what? I love you. What's the initial reaction? Is there, well, I love you too. Imagine you say to someone, hey, you know, and you know your heart's on the line, you're wearing your heart on your sleeve, and you're feeling things you've never felt before, and you say, hey, you know what? I love you. And then you get back, yeah, I love you too. Doesn't quite work, does it? It could be that the love you wasn't expected. And I think it was, I'm not sure which, I think it may have been the Big Bang Theory, the premature I love you. Or it could be that the person just feels a bit awkward and he doesn't know how, and the girl doesn't know how to respond. Yeah, I love you too. But when someone tells you that they love you, particularly for the first time, it's a massive deal. It's a big deal. Because you've snuck through all their defences, and the real person is telling the real person you are loved. So if someone says to you, I love you, can the encouragement be to first of all understand the gravity of the words, and that is, I love you. The words the words waft across to you. They're on a gentle breeze. They get past your defences, and they rest in your heart. That sort of thing doesn't happen straight away, by the way. When the realisation hits that you've just been told, I love you. An inner glow happens inside you, doesn't it? An inner glow, an inner peace. Could be a lot of chaos as well happening in the world, but there's a lot of stuff going on at the same time. And to get such a statement of that one, a heartfelt statement, needs some time, I think, to come up with a response. Instead of saying, yeah, I love you too. No. First of all, acknowledge the comment. Wow. And what we know communication is 10% verbal. The rest of it's non-verbal around our body language and the tone of our voice and the way we look. So it's going to be the non-verbal stuff that's going to resonate. You know, particularly is the way the person tells you in the first instance, and that is, hey, I love you. So, hey, I love you. Hey, I really love you. Your heart just melts. So acknowledging that comment first, wow, really? Wow, how beautiful is that? Then let it sit for a while. And then just gently say back, hey, you know what? What a beautiful thing you've just told me. And you know what? I love you too. So much nicer, isn't it, to just to give that space around a significant statement like loving somebody. Now, we only know a little bit about love at the start, don't we? But one thing I can suggest, and I apply this to myself. In fact, many of the things I say I do apply. Love is patient and kind. So every word, every thought, every action, every consideration, love is patient and kind. So even before the words are spoken, the culture is out on the right track. So to hear I love you is a beautiful thing. And one of the greatest privileges in this life is not only to be loved by someone, but also to love somebody. And I think that when that's the sort of deal, you can then honestly say you're in love. It's interesting, that all these shows, these reality TV shows about, hey, I'm falling in love with you. Well, in love implies you're both in it. You're in this patience and kindness thing. You're in this affection and passion thing. You're in this doing life together thing. One person can't be in love and the other one can. You can't do that. Both need to be in this thing called love. Then you can truly say, hey, I love you. Love is the most potent force in the universe. It is a beautiful, all-encompassing, all-enriching thing. It really, really is. So when you tell me you love me, it makes me feel so, so good. So just that will be an encouragement for you today. If you have not said to your person who you might have only just met, hey, well, you know what, even before the words are said, love is patient and kind, let's just get that in there. Well, try it, see how it goes. So in 1995, he did actually win the Lo Nutra Award. That's a Latin Music Award for excellence. In 2001, my notes are going all over the place here. In 2001, he was a Person of the Year in the Latin Recording Academy. In 2002, International Latin Music Hall of Fame. So we got the official clip, by the way, of Dolly Parton and Julio Iglesias singing When You Told Me You Love Me. In 2003, the album Divorcio came out. I think there's something going on here. But this was a massive album for Julio Iglesias. It sold 350,000 copies in Spain alone. Got to number one in Spain, Portugal, France, Italy, and Russia, of all places. And he would embark on a 10-month world tour. Spring forward to 2006, he released an album, Romantic Classics. And I think what Julio had decided was, hey, look, we've had these love song standards, She and Love is a Many Splendid Thing and all songs like that, Begin the Beginning even, which is what Julio had at the start of his career. But sort of in the last 20 years, we've actually had some new standards come into the world. And so I'm going to put my stamp and drag these beautiful love songs into the next century as standards and classics. And so he would release that album in 2006. And Careless Whisper, the George Michael classic, actually got the nod in that particular album. And I've got a live version of that one below. In 2013, he got in China, the most popular performer in China. In 2013, the Latin Songwriting Hall of Fame, because this guy can write lyrics and songs as well. And in 2015, he got an honorary doctorate from Berklee College of Music. So that's a pretty high honour indeed, to actually receive that award. Between 1969 and 2017, 60 studio albums. 60. Get your head around that, guys. 31 plus 17, what's that? 48. I think I got my maths right there. In sometimes cases, more than an album a year. Over such a long period of time. And 2 live albums and 19 compilation albums as well. As I've said before, I sold 300 million albums, one of the highest album sellers of all time. Julio Iglesias. Who would have thought, eh? So it's good to actually acknowledge people who well and truly contributed to this collaborative legacy of this thing called music. Julio Iglesias has received a Grammy Award, a Latin Grammy Award, Billboard Music Award, American Music Award, Gold Medal for Merit from Spain, the Legion of Honor from France, and he's actually also received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And so Julio Iglesias well and truly has put his stamp on the world, and the world loves this guy, really does. So the links to those 7 clips are in the description below, and I've also included my last video from the Killers, so if you want to recap on them, feel free. Well, if this is your first time to Life Reflections for Music, or you've come back for another one, how great to see everybody here. Well, that's it for today. Next time we're going to get on to his son, Enrique Iglesias. Till until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.